Hi there, friends. This is Kathy Crow at the Crow Cottage, and I am so happy today to say that it is a beautiful day outside. I know the wind is blowing a little bit for those of you who don't like wind. I'm terribly sorry. Sort of the fact of life at the Tri-Cities, the location, wherever you are anywhere near us, you are going to have some wind at times. And actually today is just a light breeze. It's really nice. I was out on a bike ride earlier and I have to tell you, in 5 more pounds, I will have lost 100 pounds. So 100 pounds, people, on the bike, even in some wind, is like, oh, nothing. It was just a light breeze. If it was really windy, I wouldn't have gone out because I don't do wind. It doesn't really matter how, you can see it blowing that tree behind me. It doesn't matter how thin you are. Wind, I don't think, is ever nice on a bike. But this morning it was really nice. So anyway, today I want to just remind everybody tomorrow I definitely will. I know I haven't been good about getting on and doing the, hi Dan. Good luck on that move and don't hurt yourself. Moving is not fun. It's one reason we never do it. So I hope you have a good home for all of your animals on your farm. Okay, because that would be a hard thing to do in a move. It would be really hard to not have your animals go with you, and I don't think they are. But anyway, back to what I was going to talk about here. On my, some of you might have not missed it because I only put it on for just, it's still on there. It's called my, it's the Cheer Corner. Okay, I've called it Cheer Corner. Every Tuesday I am going to post a card and I'm going to send that card to somebody. But what you need to do is you need to just nominate someone. So you write in, I would like that card to go to, I'll pick Jeff, my husband, Jeff Crow, because he is an awesome teacher. He's so kind to people. So I would say, I'd like it to go to my husband, Jeff, because he's a really nice teacher. He's a good teacher and he's a nice teacher. Okay. So anyhow, of the people who in the comments under my Cheer Corner card that I post, if you've commented, I will put your name in my pot and I'll draw the name out and I will Facebook message you that you won. And then at that point, you could tell me what that person's address is. And I promise I am not selling them anything. I'm just sending them that one card. And, oh, that's probably the school district calling. Ignore that. They had 10 sub jobs this morning to do. Oh, no, actually, it's my sister, and I'll have to call her back later. But anyhow, hi, Corey. Is that Corey? Who is that? Yes, Corey, awesome. I cannot see anybody's name on my computer, which I have right over there to see comments. And so I don't see those. But anyhow, I'm also tomorrow going to draw my little names out of the pot to see who shares my video for actually 2 weeks ago. Probably I'll do a combined because I've been gardening. And if you are interested in gardening at all, head on over to the Tri-City Crow Garden page to see what I'm doing because later I'm going to put a whole bunch of pictures on about, just showing the garden because it's beautiful out there right now. And so anyhow, I'm just reminding you, sharing your video is very appreciated. So anyhow, I'm going to keep yammering as we do the card today, but I'm going to put the camera down. You're going to hear some scraping noises because I've got it like attached to a separate table now and I hope it works. We'll see. So ignore the fact that I had to decline my sister's call. Oh my goodness. She's going to wonder what's going on. But if she were looking, she doesn't do Facebook. But if she was doing Facebook, then she would know right now I'm sort of busy. So anyhow, I will call her back later, and she's going to wonder, man, why did she decline my call? So anyhow, I feel bad about that, but I'm just going to have to tough it out. This is actually going to be a card that goes pretty fast. I saw it this morning. This is a card that Mary Detheridge, and I'm going to write her name down here because if you like cards at all, I would really encourage, oops, that pen's not going to be big enough for you to actually see. So when we demonstrators copy other people's work, we call it casing. It's copy and share everywhere, okay? It's just a cute little Stampin' Up! Phrase. And it's because we actually do copy each other quite a bit. There's a lot of great ideas out there, and it gets everybody's information out there. Mary Detheridge, if you go to Pinterest and find her, she has awesome stuff. She's very creative. So her card that she did was just a tiny bit different than this. I adapted it because she had a really cute little button on there that I didn't have that button. So I wasn't able to do it exactly the way she had it done there. But anyhow, I'm kind of over here on the computer for a minute trying to find my video. I know it's here somewhere just so I can see comments. And as usual, it's incredibly hard to find anything over here, but there, I think I found me. And if I, let me move my camera up just a little and see if I can make this a little bit more showing everything that I want to. Okay, so we're gonna go with that and see if I missed anyone else there, and there, we're ready. Okay, so this card, ooh, my table is like too close to my chair and I'm bumping it. I better adjust here. Okay, I think I'm ready. We'll find out if I really am. So on here I put my class. It's May 10. You can do it online with me. It's really fun. I did it one time with somebody just to check it out. I did it so that I told her I won't charge you anything this first time because this is the first time, and I wanted to make sure I had all of the pieces necessary functioning to do it well. It actually went really smooth, especially for a first time. It went great. So you're going to see a lot of ink on my finger here, and that's because of what we're going to do today with this ribbon. But anyway, that was all aside. May 10, I'm going to do Father's Day cards. People, if you want to send your father's a fantastic card, or your grandfather, or a brother, or aunt, uncle, I said aunt, uncle, or whatever. I'm just saying, there's lots of people. Of course, I'm going to send them one to my son. That would be nice for me to do, wouldn't it? So May 10 is that, and you can just message me. I will send you all the information to be able to get your supplies, get the links to watch the class, because I don't do it on this page. And then you can tune in to, it's just a different Facebook page. I do it actually on my Crow's Nest Crafters page, which is a closed group because it's our stamp groups page. And but you get a temporary link to it so that you can watch the class and be part of the class, and we monitor your comments so you're actually part of our class. But in order to do that by May 10, you have to get registered right away, because we are going to be using the Best Catch stamp set, and you might need the Thinlits. You will need the Best Catch bundle and just some other supplies. And if you already have those supplies, wonderful. If you don't, then you would need to order them through my store and register for the class. So that registration for the class, whether you're here or online, is at https, etc., squareup.com/store/Kathy Crow's Cards. So that's all one address in your browser. And the reason I am not allowed to put this link as a written link I can write it, but not as an actual link that's a clickable link on Facebook. That is I don't know why. It's a Stampin' Up! Rule, and I'm not arguing with them about it. It's just a fact. So that's why I have it written and not linked. I am allowed to link my website, which is a Wix website, Kathy Crow's Cards, and I put that link up with the advertisement for my class, and I will do that this week. And if you go to that website, I can put my clickable square link on there. Anyway, it's to laugh, isn't it? All the complications, the more they make things difficult, the more creative we can be. So it's actually doesn't slow anybody down. It just makes it difficult. Oh, awesome. I see some people have jumped on. Freddie and Marty, it's nice to see you. Marty said she's going to have to go because she's always doing things with her grandson. I think she always is at this time. But that's nice of her to check in later. And that's awesome that you're going to... I love this Let It Ride stamp set. So today we're going to use this Let It Ride. And we're going to also use just the tree and the mountain from Waterfront and the saying. On this Waterfront stamp set, this saying, "Love Never Gives Up," is one of my favorites. I use that one a lot. But the Let It Ride has lots of great sentiments. I've used all of those too because they're so good. And I'm going to just quick check my list here. These are the carry-over stamps. So in June... on June 1st, that's why I have new catalog. June 1st, we get our new catalog. And a lot of stamp sets are going to be gone, but I believe Waterfront is coming back. Oh, I think this is like half of a list because pretty sure Waterfront is coming back. If it's not, you'll need to buy it, won't you? And Let It Ride, I thought was coming back too. So I'm thinking maybe I've got a partial list here, but... anyhow, if they're not coming back, I will let you know. I actually put it on this morning. I put on the pictures of all the things that are being discontinued. So if you see Let It Ride and Waterfront being gone, well, they are gone, and that would be sad for people because they don't come up with these great animal ones often. I'm going to just go ahead and say Stampin' Up! Is more the cute, the floral, and the abstract. And then they do, kind of stamps. And they do really nice landscape and really nice animal ones that aren't just cutesy animals. They do, like I'm going to say a handful, just maybe 5 of those kinds in every catalog. And so when they come along, you want to snap them up. So I started today with the old olive cardstock, and I just cut it. I took my my 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and just cut it down in half, 5.5 inches down. Just cut it in half and then folded it. So this ends up being 4.25 by 5.5 right here, okay? And then for every increment in, you're going in 1/4 inch. So this is crumb cake cardstock. That's gonna be the next layer right there. And I'm gonna just go ahead and use my little rubber cement and attach it right now because we're not putting any ribbon underneath of it or anything. So we'll just stick that on, and I actually like to use rubber cement because it doesn't dry quite as fast as the Tombow does. Once you put your Tombow glue on, and you can move it around for about 2 seconds, and then after that, it's pretty solid. The other thing about my rubber cement is if I completely screw this card up royally, like by the time I've gotten to the 4th step, if I have done that, I'm just trimming off some fuzz that I see on my cardstock there. If I have done that, I actually can peel it off and start all over again. It's possible. It happens. Okay, so now we're done with that layer, and I'm going to just set that aside for now because we're going to take some very, very vanilla cardstock, and we're going to do this crackle background. This is crackle paint. So the Crackle Paint background stamp, and I'll have to get out that, Freddie, I see you said that's my birthday. What? Your birthday? May 10 is your birthday. Awesome. You have a good birthday coming up, I hope. And May is a good month to have a birthday because my son has a birthday in May. And I always was surprised at how many more people were eager to come to a May birthday than a wintertime birthday. Seems like people were just so much more available in May. I don't know why, but they did just seem to be. Now I've kind of kept I have a lot of these pieces of paper. I have a whole roll of it, or a whole ream of it. That actually is what I took out. But I never use it. I mean, I just keep using this same sheet over and over again. So I think it's my German heritage coming out there. I think there's some German in our family. Maybe I'm mistaken about that. Now, what I'm going to do, because sometimes it's difficult to get a good impression from your stamps, especially if it's this rubber one near the edge. And since this one does have that rubber backing, this is my red rubber. It's not photopolymer. If it was photopolymer, I would keep this black piece in here, which is just a foam mat. But because it's not, I'm going to take that out because this red rubber already has this foam right here. Okay, so you don't need this extra foam piece. So I took that out. And then because I want to make sure that I get a good impression, I don't want to put it by the hinge. I've tried a variety of things, and it doesn't really matter. It's going to get messed up by the hinge at some point. So I'm going to just use the middle part, and I'm going to use my grid lines to keep track of it. And the other thing I need to do is just use my marker here really quick to see where where my coordinates are going to be. So it's going to be there, and it actually is going to be here, and that I really only need those two. That way I'm going to be able to place my card right back on the spot that it was when it will lift up. And I really don't want to use my magnets because this actually is I want this whole piece to be covered. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lay this down right on top here, even though I know that it's going to pick up my piece of paper when I lift it up, and it did a tiny bit. You can see how it moved it. But I'm just going to put it back in. Now, I'm not anticipating that I'm going to have to ink this up again. If I was, oh, Freddie, you said that was the carry-over date? I did. I'm sorry. When I'm blabbing, I say foolish things. So I think I meant that, okay, June 1st. Oh, okay. I think I meant that was when the new catalog comes out. And that's your birthday. June is good too. June is maybe even better because it's nice and warm then, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp this Crackle Paint up with soft suede, and then we're going to see how it stamps without my magnet on here, because if I don't get a good impression, then I'm going to have to lay it back in and try it again, and that's not going to work well, because even though I've marked those coordinates, I'm definitely not going to want to stamp it again, so we'll see. I thought it would go good. This has been a really good stamp. It's not been fussy at all, so I thought it would probably work fine. I do need to kind of move some things around here so that I can clean my I don't want to lift that right up off of that plastic lid, my plate that I've got this on, because I already have a lot of green ink all over my finger. I don't really want to add a lot of brown to it on top of that. So we'll do that. We'll clean that good before I pick that up. And then I just need to move my stuff around. I really don't need the Stamparatus for anything else, so I believe I should just put all of my Stamparatus stuff away. We'll put this in there, and then we'll put, oops, that can't go in there. It can go on top. And then it has these magnets right on the back that do hold your paper down really well, but I didn't use it this time. It's probably one of the only times I ever have not used it. And then I wonder what I did with my crackle paint. Oh, I see what I did with it. I stuck my cleaning rag in there, which was funny. Okay, so there we go. Now we're done with that. And the crackle paint is just going to go right on top of the other part of this card. So I'm going to go ahead and just put my little rubber cement on here. Hi, Sylvia. It's good to... chilly autumn day in New Zealand. Actually, you're coming into my favorite time of the year weather-wise. We have really nice springs here. It's nice and cool, but sometimes it gets hot early enough that my lilacs, the really light colored ones that are super light lilac color, they come out for like 2 or 3 days and then start to get a brown edge around the flowers, and that just means it's a hot spring. This year we are getting a wonderful long cool spring. It's been so nice, but in the autumn it's nice too, because I'm a flower person. I like flowers. Freddie, you're funny. A private lesson. Awesome. I hope I'm not boring everyone. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I need to cut my ribbon here because I actually forgot to do that. So I'm going to have to slip over on the other side of the desk. And my camera's probably going to, yes, it did. It moved because it was hard for me to get by there without moving it. But I thought I got all my supplies ready, and of course I didn't. I missed my ribbon. So watch out as I bump my camera back again. And then let me check and see if I've still got us on camera. And it looks like it's okay. All right. So what I did is I cut a piece of our brown burlap. Okay, now that one is going to just be as is, but we want this white burlap to be the same shade as my Old Olive. And so I'm just going to take my Old Olive stamp pad, and we're just going to, this is how I got this finger all green here, because I'm going to just use my sponge to turn it green. Now, if I'm going to get this card all done right now, and so of course I am going to get some green all over me because it's not going to dry instantly on this ribbon, is it? But actually by the time my recipient gets this card, it should be dry. Hopefully they won't get a whole bunch of green ink all over them. If they start playing with the card, they might. I don't know. We'll find out if they do. I've never really tried to, I haven't done that very often, so we're going to see how, I don't know how long it takes for that to dry. Do you know how long it takes for this to dry if you ink up your ribbon like that? Because I have not done that before. Okay, so we've got this card ready to go, except, oh, I forgot. I took a stitched rectangle framelit and cut out, again, very vanilla is what I'm using, cut out this little rectangle. So it's not the biggest one. It's actually kind of small. This one is the 2 1/8 inch width stitched rectangle. So we're going to stamp that cute little horse right on that. So let's grab that out. Put that on my block. And we're using soft suede, which is the same thing that I used for that crackle paint. Okay, and then we're just going to stitch him on here, or put him on here, so that I don't really want I don't want the ground anyway, so I'm going to just let most of that go off. I do want all of his head, but I'm going to miss some of his tail, but that's okay. Okay, I need some space for my sentiment, which we're going to stamp with the Old Olive. And, oops, let me just grab this and clean this off. All right, and then we're going to color that horse to just a little bit. And I kind of experimented, but the only pens I'm going to use are Stampin' Up's Blender pen and my Copic E42 and a Copic W1. I just didn't find a good one for a Stampin' Up one that was going to be light enough. Their pens tend to be a little dark. So I'm going to put my Love Never Gives Up stamp right here. That's from Waterfront. Oh, blow dry it. That's a good idea. It's a step that I should take. It's one of those things. I have a lot of things in my life, I don't know if you do, that are, if you're a old Disney cartoon lover, I am. I've always loved Disney cartoons. The old version of Alice in Wonderland, where she does a little song, in fact, about how she gives herself very good advice and she very seldom follows it. Well, I understand that very well because that is the story of my life, and blow drying it is a great idea. And it's the sort of thing that after I've gotten my hand all inky, it's the sort of thing I would remember then, but I wonder if I took my heat gun and if it would dry it with the same, it wouldn't dry it as quickly, but it would eventually dry it. I actually have my heat gun right here, but of course my hair dryer is like far away. Okay, so I want to just color this horse a little bit. I don't want to make him very dark. So I'm just going to take this E42 and E42, yeah, I believe that was the color that I started with. And I'm just sort of outlining around where I want color. I don't want a lot of color on him. Okay. Now his legs, we're gonna go ahead and darken those in pretty well. But where the sun would be shining on him, I want to keep my very vanilla going. So we're just doing a little bit here and there. And then on his belly, we'll put some in here. A little on his back. And we'll color in that shoulder quite a bit because I don't want him to, look too light. Okay, that's pretty good. I probably shouldn't have done that bit right there. Okay. So you think the heat gun would be better? Awesome. That sounds good to me. And I did use this warm gray mostly just on his hooves. It's a little bit dark. On this one, I did play with it a little bit and didn't really care for it so much. So I'm going to just stick with that Copic pen. And then this is Stampin' Up's, it's actually a color lifter, I think is what this one is. Let me look and see what it's called. It just says marker, which is pretty funny because I know in the catalog it's got to have another name. It's not just called marker. I can't remember if it's called a blending pen or a color lifter. I don't remember, but it works as a good blending pen. So I'm gonna just kind of try to get those edges of my other marker to be a little less obvious. Okay. Not completely happy with that, so we'll add that a little bit there. And then as it dries, it probably will look a little bit less, I don't know. I'm not sure that I care for that so much. I do have so many pens that I could easily find another one that will work, but I'm going to go with that one today and just call it good. So I don't want to spend a ton of time. And I could actually take my my sponge and do a little sponging on there too, but I think it's fine. All right, Freddie says she likes it, so that's good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just leave it at that, and we're going to put this on with dimensionals. Let me grab those out. Okay, we're just putting a few of those on. And I hope everybody's planning on having a good Mother's Day coming up soon. My mother has passed away, but there's always people in my life to give cards to, so I have plenty of people to do that with. So I actually want this brown one to go on first, and I'm just going to trim it to the length that approximately I want it, just so I don't have so much excess here that I'm dealing with. And I'm actually going to use these glue dots to stick these ribbons on with, although these do not always work as good as I'd like. Sometimes they won't stay on my card, and there, that time it actually did. When I was trying this card out earlier today, it just wasn't really cooperating with me. Okay, so this one's gonna go right on top, and I do want my green ribbon to be, oh, did I trim those? No, I did it right. Okay, I thought this one's off. I want the angles to be the same. I kind of trimmed that angle a little bit off, so we're gonna trim that angle to match. We want the angles to match on either end. And let me grab another glue dot. When I'm doing a class, it's I have this cute little Stampin' Up! Trash can, but I forget to get it out until I've seen that the table is becoming so cluttered with trash that poor people in my class can't even hardly see what's going on anymore. And then I finally remember, and there's always some nice cleaner in the group, isn't there? I actually am a cleaner, but when I'm doing a class, like nothing else, even cleaning is not in my scope of vision. So it can get pretty bad before I've noticed that, oh, thank you for that kind cleaner person who's been keeping us all nice and neat and tidy, and then she's made a nice little pile of trash near her because there's no can nearby. Poor thing. And then finally I remember, oh yeah, I got a trash can. Let's go grab that and get this trash out of the way. Okay, so I forgot to get this little heart. My goodness, I certainly did blow it today when I was trying to get all the supplies out. I just totally forgot that as well. But I have it handy. It's right here. Just gotta bear with me while I bump the camera out of the way again. And then these were, I don't even think these are available now. They were a Stampin' Up! Thing that went on the clearance rack probably quite a while ago, but they might still be on the clearance rack. You never know. I haven't looked there for quite a while. And Freddie, sign of a creative person. Now that is not true, but that's very nice of you to say. Being messy, I'm gonna say maybe. It sometimes is the sign. I don't think it is in my case. It's just a sign of a messy person, okay? I don't think I could take any credit for creativity associated with messiness. The wooden elements, if they are still on the clearance rack, there's hearts, stars, some other things. And the thing about them that I've really liked is that there's multiple uses. So see, out of this one little punch, I'm getting these two cool hearts, but we're going to put that one aside because I'm just going to use this one. And I'm going to go ahead and get my little Tombow glue out because I'm kind of gingerly moving this card around because this glue is still, I think it's stuck on there good now. Okay, it's not falling off now. But I used this glue for the heart and these two little ribbon loops. And so when I initially put these on, once I put it on, I cannot move it about. It needs to stay. So I'm going to be fairly liberal there. And when I stick this on, it's not going to move anymore, okay? That needs to go right there. And I only put it on the top because that's the only part that's going to be touching that ribbon. The bottom of the heart, because that ribbon's sort of pushing it up, is right there. And then I'm taking this, I think this was very vanilla twine, and this, oh, I've got some extras things in that tried to come out. This is the old olive linen thread. I love this linen thread. There's the just brown linen thread too. I use it all the time. And I actually just cut, I took it about the width of my desk here. Okay, so I'm just stretching it out about the width of my desk and then trimmed that off. And then I just need to fold it over here a few times to get these a nice, multiple looped bow. So I'm folding it over, doubling it up once and twice. And then I can do a little bow here. Okay, isn't that cute? And then I'll just trim off, I can just trim because they're long enough to do so. Otherwise, if they're not, you can just open up those other ends, but that's perfect. So that one is going to go right there. It's kind of looking wonky on that side. I don't really know why, it just is. So we'll glue it on this side maybe. Pretty funny. Okay, I put a big glob of glue on there because I do want it to kind of stick on there. I might have to just hold it for a second. Make sure it's staying down. Okay, that's good. And then this one I didn't go quite as well because this is fatter. And if you use the same width of that brown, if you use the linen thread on that, you would want to stretch it out the same length. But this one is so fat, I'm only just going to double it. I'm not going to triple it. Just doubling it's going to be fine. And then tie in another little bow, and we'll trim that off and check to see which side I want up. And we'll stick that right on there. And it doesn't have to go perfect. It just has to go. And then it's done. Now, I can't move it, of course. It's going to take a while for that glue to be solid there. But isn't that cute? So don't forget now, Mary Deathridge, she's the one that came up with that. And I am going to flip my camera back up again and just chat with you for a second. That was my hand. Oh, I didn't scare you. Okay, so back to the cheer corner. So I'm putting a card on Kathy Crow's Facebook page, this page, on every Tuesday. I'm going to just post a card with the name Cheer Corner on it, and with a brief description, I'm sure. And then the idea is that if you want that card to go to someone, you put in the comment, I would like that card to go to this person. So my example was, this week, I'm thinking, I've heard some school stories from my husband. And he's such a great guy. He's a great teacher. I am biased, I know, but he was a history teacher for a long time. And the kind of teaching he does is the kind I liked. Imagine that. And so he's a great teacher, but this week I've heard some wonderful other stories too, just exemplifying the patience. And he's got a great sense of humor. So the joy of teaching, all right? So I would, if it were me, I would write in, I think this card should go to Jeff Crow because he is a very fun and loving and good teacher, okay? And then I'm going to take the names of people who write a comment in nominating someone to receive that card. I'm going to draw the names and somebody gets to. Now, last time, I think only one person from my team even saw it and knew what was going on. So she won. Somebody who's a team member of us, of the Crow's Nest Crafters, and that's my group. She won. So that was awesome that she did. But anyway, I'm not going to make a big deal about who wins and all. That's not the point. I just kind of want to give people an opportunity to, just to share something really neat about someone. And then when you win the cheer corner, if you get selected, I will do a private message to you if I'm able to. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. And if I can't, then I will have to do it on that page right under a reply, to your comment to tell you that you won. And in that case, you'll want to private message me that person's address so that I can send it to them. So we'll see how this works out. And tomorrow I will be on to see who wins the drawing for sharing the last 2 weeks' videos, because I believe I forgot to do it last week. And it's just, I didn't forget. Again, go to my Facebook page, Tri-City Crow Garden. It's, let me show it to you so you know what I'm talking about. It's just all one word, Tri-City Crow Garden. Is it one word? No, I think it's Tri-City and a space, Crow space Garden. It's on Facebook, Tri-City Crow Garden page. It's something I started years ago, and it's fun just to put pictures of my garden up if you want to see what I've been doing, because I've been really busy. Gardening. Cards take a super low priority for me right now. It's the garden is the thing. So anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful day, that you're able to get ready for Mother's Day, and that you feel loved and appreciated. And I hope you do. I certainly appreciate you. I appreciate you for sharing and just being part of this experience for me. I enjoy doing it, but it's a lot more fun when people are watching with me. And you have a great day, all right? Bye.